Hey, if you're listening to this, it's already too late. They escaped not too long ago, after killing most of our security and making a havoc of our lab. Not only did they escape, but years and years of research towards destroying this thing was lost. To anyone that may be listening, you need to understand that the world wasn't supposed to see this. At least, not yet. Our technology isn't advanced enough to deal with the worldwide spread of this devil plague. I'm going to become one soon. I can already feel my body mutating without control. It shows no mercy. If we still have a chance, please research the blessed. It's your only hope. Good luck.
Hey, Doc. You might want to see the patient in room 324.
Not right now, please. I've got bigger things to worry about.
I'm not so sure about that. Please, just for a minute.
Fine, but if whatever I'm going to see isn't worth my time, you're in big trouble.
Oh, trust me, it's definitely worth your time. But first, please put your mask and coat on.
Holy shit. What is that thing and what is it doing in my hospital?
This is nothing like we've ever seen before. Right now, he's supposed to be under heavy anesthetic, but nothing seems to be working. Nothing is calming him down. We've tried everything.
Have you done any tests yet? Also, get security in here or something so that this thing doesn't hurt anybody.
We have already taken a blood sample and are waiting for labs to look at it.
All right. Call me when they finish.
We have completed studying the first blood sample you got. It's like nothing we have ever seen before.
What do you mean?
So the patient has a virus, although it's nothing like any other virus in recorded history. Its structure is nothing like anyone has ever seen before, at least in recent history, and it seems to have the ability to mutate healthy cells into...
Alert. Level 3 severe biohazard on 3rd floor. All hospital personnel are asked to evacuate the building for their own safety. A specialized hazmat team has been contacted to contain the hazard. Repeat, Level 3 severe biohazard on 3rd floor. All hospital personnel are asked to evacuate the building for their own safety.
Oh boy.
Breaking news, a local hospital has been evacuated after a severe biohazard was detected inside the building. All hospital personnel were asked to evacuate the building, however, some chose to remain inside to care for or rescue patients. Right now, a perimeter has been set up around the building, disallowing any personnel or patients still inside the building from exiting. Hazmat teams have been seen entering the building and have not reported back to police since. Here's Julia Frakes with a report from just outside the hospital.
Thank you, Mike. Local police are refusing to release any information at the time. However, approximately 12 minutes ago, hazmat teams entered the hospital through the front entrance and supposedly made their way up to the 3rd floor, which is where the biohazard was reported. Right now, all we can do is wait for some conclusions from hazmat and police. Also,
you all need to leave right now, all of you! Leave for your own safety. Leave now or be arrested. Go!
Okay. So local police are now asking all reporters and bystanders to leave the area for safety purposes. I guess I'll get back to you as soon as possible.
The following message is being transmitted at the request of the Alameda County Sheriff's Office. A hazardous material warning has been issued for San Leandro, California until August 24, 2026 at 12 a.m. local time. Biohazardous materials have been reported by police near the Kaiser Permanente Medical Center in San Leandro, California. This occurred after an evacuation of the medical center due to hazardous materials being reported inside the building. After a subsequent investigation, a hazardous materials team declared that biohazardous material was found in and around the medical center. All residents of San Leandro and surrounding areas are to stay away from the hazardous area. Do not venture within a 1-mile radius of the Kaiser Permanente Medical Center. A perimeter has been established around the medical center and no one except for civil authorities are permitted to enter the perimeter. If you are currently within a 1-mile radius of the Kaiser Permanente Medical Center, quickly leave the area. More information on the situation will be released via local news when it becomes available.
A blazing news story out of California suggests a new deadly virus to emerge after a failed attempt to contain the area around a hospital due to biohazardous material. Seemingly rabid individuals were photographed escaping the established perimeter around the hospital. They had erratic movement, showed extreme aggression toward others, and had unknown black liquid dripping out of their mouths. Medical professionals describe the virus as having the same effect on humans that rabies has on animals. Critics are going wild, saying this could be the beginning of a zombie apocalypse. I think it's too early to say that, but what do you think? Tweet at us with the hashtag #ZombieVirus and tell us your opinion. The CDC has caught wind of the situation and have given the virus a formal name, F127V. But California locals are referring to it as the flare virus. Why this is, we don't know. We ask anyone listening in California to please listen to local authorities if any further measures are taken. From MSNBC News, I'm Rachel Dunkirk.
Something went wrong at the medical center that they won't tell us about. Whatever they found in there was already fully grown, and there was nothing they could do about it. Multiple nurses were infected, and it soon spread throughout the hospital. Those hazmat teams stood no chance going in there unarmed. It has probably already spread throughout the surrounding area, and there are probably many more infected than we know of. This is the beginning of the end.
The following message is transmitted at the request of the California Office of Emergency Services, the California Department of Public Health, and multiple police departments. A shelter-in-place warning has been issued for the counties of San Francisco, San Mateo, Santa Cruz, Santa Clara, Alameda, and Contra Costa. All residents of the previously listed counties are ordered to shelter in place immediately. This is being done to prevent the spread of a new, very dangerous contagion within the area. Lock all doors and windows of your home or shelter. Do not let anyone you do not know into your home. Once infected with the contagion known as F127V, those infected will start to exhibit rabid and hostile behavior and their bodies will begin to mutate uncontrollably. A good way to know if someone is infected with F127V is if they are not walking like a normal human. Another good way to know is if there is an unknown black liquid seeping from their mouth, nose, and even eyes. If you see an infected individual, remain away from it and call 911. If one does attack you, defend yourself in any way possible, even if it means killing the infected. Currently, the only known way of transmission is through attacks on healthy individuals. Only leave your home for emergencies. Repeat, a shelter-in-place warning has been issued for the counties of San Francisco, San Mateo, Santa Cruz, Santa Clara, Alameda, and Contra Costa. More information on the situation will be released via local news when it becomes available.
Hello?
Hello, is this Dr. Martez with the Centers for Disease Control?
Yes. Who is this?
Someone you should trust.
I don't have time for nonsense. Who is this?
Listen, I can't reveal who I am. You just have to trust me. I am assuming you have heard of the new outbreak in California.
Yes. At this point, who hasn't? We are very aware that it's spreading rapidly. That's why I don't have time.
I get that you don't have a lot of time. That's why I called. I know more about this virus than anyone else, even you or anyone else at the CDC.
Are you questioning my medical knowledge and ability?
No, that's not what I implied. Look, I can help you, okay? Just listen to me for 30 seconds.
Fine. I'm listening.
Okay, this virus is nothing like anyone has ever seen before, as you know. It's what people might describe as a zombie virus. Well, it basically is a zombie virus. Anyway, this thing is capable of so much more than what it's currently doing. That strange black liquid that seeps out of the infected's mouths, that is the virus. Well, more like healthy cells which have been mutated into the virus, by the virus. Since the virus can be in liquid form, it is absolutely capable of transmitting through water and even air if it gets on dust particles.
Interesting information. Well, bye now.
Wait, just one more thing, please.
What?
The key to curing this disease lies within immune individuals we like to refer to as the blessed. We don't really know what makes one blessed. You either are or aren't. All we know is there's far less blessed people than not. They are completely immune to the virus. Their body kills it within a few hours. Thankfully, I happen to be one of the blessed. I found out when I was attacked and bitten. However, experienced no symptoms and was completely fine.
And how do you suppose we use this information?
Find some of them, take them in, research them, use your findings to make a cure.
We cannot just take these people against their will. What if they don't want to be researched and used as a test monkey?
It's either that or a complete world catastrophe. You choose.
Take shelter now. The following message is transmitted at the request of the State Government of California and the Centers for Disease Control and Prevention. This is a civil danger warning effective for the entire state of California. Other states affected include Washington, Oregon, Nevada, Idaho, Arizona, Utah. The Centers for Disease Control and Prevention, along with the State Government of California, have ordered a mandatory quarantine statewide for all residents of California. Contagion F127V, also known as flare virus, has overrun the state and a highly dangerous amount of infected persons are present. F127V is a highly dangerous virus that is easily spread through attacks by infected or through water supplies. The virus is able to take control of the host's brain and mutate the body uncontrollably. Symptoms of the virus include extreme anger and aggression, muscle spasms, intense burning sensation, vomiting, severe fatigue and dizziness, loss of vision, protrusion of a black liquid through bodily organs, seizures, bodily mutations, and severe pain throughout the body. Currently, the only way to counter this virus is to stay sheltered and to avoid drinking tap water. Stay in your homes with all doors and windows locked and have a weapon on your person ready to protect yourself and your shelter at all times. Do not drink water from the faucet or from any source that receives city water. Use prepackaged water instead for drinking and bathing purposes. Boiling water is not an effective way to kill the virus. Do not go out in public. All forms of travel have been prohibited. You will have supplies such as clean drinking water and other necessities delivered to your home by authorities. Do not riot or participate in looting. If you are seen outside, you will be arrested or shot. National Guard troops have been moved in to help eliminate as many infected as possible. If you are infected, you will die unless you are immune. If you are attacked or drink contaminated water and do not experience symptoms, go to the nearest police station immediately. More information on the situation will be released via local news when it becomes available.
Urgent alert for the provinces of British Columbia and Alberta. Event type is biological. This message is being delivered at the request of the Canadian Government and Health Canada. An extremely dangerous disease has found its way across the US-Canada border and into Canada. This disease, known as F127V or flare virus, is a very deadly disease that takes control of a person's brain and severely mutates their body. To fight the spread of F127V, a stay-at-home order is now in effect for both British Columbia and Alberta. All residents must stay inside their homes unless it is for essential purposes. Stay away from infected persons and call local authorities if you encounter one. It is strongly advised not to drink faucet water, as the disease can easily transmit through water. Drink pre-packaged water instead. If you become infected, there is currently no means of treatment. If you were attacked by an infected or knowingly drank contaminated water and did not experience symptoms, contact Health Canada. A full list of symptoms can be found online on the Canadian Government's website. Please take the necessary precautions to keep you and your family safe.
保健当局からの緊急メッセージです。日本で致死性のウイルスが見出されました。このウイルスはフレアウイルスとして知られています。フレアウイルスは人の脳に影響を与える致死性の伝染病です。すべての住民は重要な目的を除いて無内にのだまるべきです。次の症状のいずれかを持つ人を見かけたら、当局に連絡してください。キトの怒りと攻撃性、筋肉の痙攣、ひぎしい中熱感、グートリ、 中毒の肝大管とめまい、節霊喪死、身体切管からの黒い野体の通気度、放射、身体の異常、突然変異、そして体全体の厳しい痛み。この新たな指示性のウイルスから菌を守るために地方自治体及び連邦当局に従ってください。詳細についてはローカルニュースをご覧ください。
This is a message from the United States federal government being broadcasted throughout the entire country. This message contains important information on an ongoing national level event. Please stand by. This is a message on F-127V from the Centers for Disease Control and the federal government. If you don't know, F-127V is also known as the flare virus, which is a deadly viral infection that can take control of a person's brain and mutate their body. We don't like to use this term, but F-127V is essentially a zombie virus. We all know that sounds scary, but there are important measures you can take to protect yourself and your family. But first, more information about the disease. F-127V can enter a person's body through eyes, nose, mouth, open wound, or any other opening into the body. Most common ways of infection are through attacks by already infected persons and contaminated water. F-127V has a variety of symptoms which include extreme anger and aggression, muscle spasms, intense burning sensation, vomiting, severe fatigue and dizziness, loss of vision, protrusion of a black liquid through bodily organs, seizures, bodily mutations, and severe pain throughout the body. If you become infected, there is no known treatment or cure, and you will simply have to accept your fate. Most symptoms begin within 1-2 hours of infection. However, there are ways to protect yourself and others from being infected. The first is to carry a weapon on your person at all times, preferably a firearm. A sharp or blunt object also works, but the closer the infected is to you, the easier it is to get infected. The second is to avoid drinking faucet water and only use prepackaged water. F-127V can travel very easily in water, and it's likely that most West Coast water supplies are contaminated. The third is to stay in a shelter at all times. Of course, if you are in an area with no current threat from F-127V, these guidelines are not mandatory. One last thing, if you are certain that the virus has entered your body in any way and you were not affected, contact your local police department or the CDC as you can help in developing a cure for this virus. Thank you for your time.
Dr. Martes.
Mrs. Saka, what brings you to call me on this fine evening?
I have something to tell you.
What's going on?
That man that called you, who refused to reveal who he was right. Some of those people he calls blessed have come to help us, and well, they're actually immune.
Is that right?
Yes, we aren't sure yet what exactly makes them immune, but this is an amazing breakthrough.
Well, that sounds great. Keep at it.
There's a problem, however.
Go on.
We don't have a large enough sample size. We are going to need more of these blessed ones to effectively figure out what exactly makes them immune.
Well, then go get more of them.
That's where the problem is. Most of them are very young people, in their teens. We have some that are in their low 20s, and even some that are under 12 years old. These kids have families, and we can't just take them from them.
Do what must be done for the sake of the world.
This is an immediate evacuation order. The following message is transmitted at the request of the Federal Emergency Management Agency. An immediate evacuation has been issued for all states west of the Mississippi River effective immediately. The virus F127V has torn through the western and central United States to the point where most state governments are on the brink of collapse. All healthy individuals are highly advised to evacuate east immediately for your own safety. Bring essential supplies with you when you evacuate, such as clean drinking water, food, clothing, medical supplies, and important documents. Get out of the western United States as fast as you can. You can travel by car or you can make your way to the nearest airport to be flown to the eastern United States. You will be required to present identification and pass a health test in order to enter the eastern United States. Infected individuals will be shot on sight. The western United States is no longer safe. All remaining healthy residents of the western United States are advised to evacuate eastward immediately. Leave now or risk being infected. The military will be deployed in an attempt to kill off the infected. If you encounter infected during your evacuation, you are given the right to exterminate them by any means. This is a particularly dangerous situation. Do not delay. Evacuate now.
Okay, your tests all came back negative. Thank you, sir. Have a great day.
All personnel to defensive positions immediately. A horde of infected is approaching the barricade. Await instructions from officers. Fire!
There's a lot of these sons of bitches.
They ain't dying! We were ordered to keep them away. We fight with all we got!
We're gonna die if we stay here. Would you rather die or get out of here with your life?
Man, I joined the army to defend my country. The highest honor I can bestow is dying for it.
This is a national emergency message from the United States federal government. This is not a test. Please stand by for instructions. This is a national emergency. Please direct your attention to the screen now. Do not use the telephone. The telephone lines should be kept open for emergency use only. The emergency alert system has been activated nationwide. The contagion F127V, also commonly known as the flare virus, has been reported in most states after a breach of the Mississippi River military barricade. Soon enough, the virus will spread to every state. All residents of the United States are urged to get indoors immediately. Gather essential supplies and bring them to your shelter. Your supplies should last you and others with you for 30 days. Secure all entrances to your shelter and do not exit unless told to by civil authorities. If you are outdoors, you will be engaged by large numbers of infected that will easily overpower you. Do not drink water from the faucet or tap as it may be contaminated. Use pre-packaged water for drinking and bathing purposes. If possible, tie a cloth to your mailbox or home to notify the military that you are sheltered there. The military will begin operations nationwide in an attempt to combat the rapidly growing number of infected. If you exhibit any of the following symptoms: extreme anger and aggression, muscle spasms, intense burning sensation, vomiting, severe fatigue and dizziness, loss of vision, protrusion of a black liquid through bodily organs, seizures, bodily mutations, and severe pain throughout the body, you are likely to be infected and should exterminate yourself to prevent further damage to others. Keep a weapon close by at all times to defend against any attacks from infected. You are given the right to exterminate any infected, as they are no longer considered human. If you are seen outside by military personnel, you will likely be shot and killed, as any healthy beings should be sheltered and out of sight. This national emergency is in effect until further notice, and the United States has been put under martial law. Get indoors immediately. Repeat, get indoors immediately. This is not a test. If possible, tune to news media outlets, as they will stay online to deliver important information and updates to the public. This was a national emergency message from the United States federal government. Thank you for your time.
Dr. Martes?
Oh, hello, Miss Usaka. What can I help you with?
We've made a groundbreaking discovery. A cure may be possible.
Well, that's great. Tell me more.
Well, after some unethical decisions we made, which I fully support, by the way, it's for the sake of the world. We got more blessed to do our studies on, and we found it. We found what kills the virus. It's a special antibody we've never seen before. But we can't find anything that explains it being there. They just have it.
Well, isn't that wonderful? Take the antibodies from them, or figure out a way to duplicate them, and then start mass-producing a cure. We don't have much time left, you know.
Dr. Martes, there's a few problems with that. We can't just take them out of their bodies because they don't have enough to make a large number of doses, and we can't duplicate them, as that would take years of more research. We did find one thing, though.
And what is that?
The body starts mass-producing the antibody when the person is under severe psychological stress, which means you have a very important decision to make, Dr. Martes. Either psychologically torture these innocent children and teenagers in order to get enough doses, or don't, and let the world attempt to fight this vile disease on its own. Dr. Martes?
I will call you back shortly. Thank you.
This is a message from the Canadian government. This is not a test. This is an event affecting every province of Canada. Event type is admin. F-127V has ravaged through the land of Canada, destroying everything in its path. The entirety of Canada is being affected. The Canadian government has tried everything in their power to keep this disease at bay, but we have failed. F-127V has infected many government personnel
and a stable government can no longer exist. At the conclusion of this alert, the Canadian government will no longer be able to assist you in any way. The Canadian government, along with our beautiful country, have fallen. All residents of Canada are now on their own in this fight against F-127V. You will need to provide for and defend yourself against the infected. Do everything in your power to defend against the infected. Following the French portion of this message, the Canadian National Anthem will be played to signify the falling of our nation.
Ceci est un message du gouvernement canadien. Ce n'est pas un test, il s'agit d'un événement affectant chaque providence du Canada. Le type d'événement est admin. F-1927 Saints a ravagé à travers le pays du Canada, détruisant tout sur sa voie. L'ensemble du Canada est effectué. Le gouvernement canadien a essayé tout ce qui est en leur pouvoir pour tenir cette maladie à distance, mais nous avons échoué. F-127-20 a infecté de nombreux membres du gouvernement et un gouvernement stable ne peut plus exister. À la fin de cette alerte, le gouvernement canadien ne pourra plus vous aider de quelque manière que ce soit. Le gouvernement canadien ainsi que notre beau pays sont tombés. Tous les résidents du Canada sont maintenant seuls dans cette lutte contre F-127-C. Vous devrez subvenir aux besoins et vous défendre contre l'infecté. Faites tout ce qui est en votre pouvoir pour vous défendre contre les infectés. Suite à la partie française de ce message, l'hymne national canadien sera joué pour signifier la chute de la nation.
This is a presidential alert issued through the emergency alert system. A national level emergency is currently ongoing. Please stand by. This is not a test. Shortly, the President of the United States will deliver a message over the emergency alert system. This message is being transmitted at the request of the White House. Please stand by.
My fellow Americans, it is I, the President of the United States. We have been through so much over the past 2 months. An outbreak of a deadly contagion ravaged through our nation, showing no mercy to whoever it came across. We have lost so many mothers, fathers, brothers, and sisters in these wicked times. We saw the face of an apocalypse emerge from the darkness. Sadly, we cannot push any further. The United States government is on the brink of collapse, and many of my friends in government, including my vice president, have succumbed to this disease. Earlier today, the CDC had informed me that they failed in producing a cure for the F127V disease. Anyone infected with this disease will experience torturous symptoms and will essentially become a zombie-like creature. This virus has no mercy. Our armed forces and National Guard failed to exterminate an effective number of infected, and most soldiers have been killed. All the people of the United States are urged to get into a shelter immediately and survive for as long as you can. The CDC has also informed me that the virus has become airborne. Secure all entrances to your shelter and turn off any air conditioning or heating to prevent the F127V pathogen from entering your shelter. Being outdoors is highly dangerous. As a final statement, I will say thank you to the people of this country. Our national anthem will play following this message. May God lead those still alive through the fire and flames to a new hope. May God bless the United States of America.
We failed. There wasn't enough time. Those innocent children went through torture for nothing. The world will burn for all those not blessed. The entire world is on fire. The blessed will live on, most likely somewhere desolate, like the middle of the woods or a deserted island. They will live on, however. They will be forced to rebuild society from the ground up. If their offspring are also blessed, the human race will live on. If not, well, then we are looking at the complete destruction of the human race. We were not prepared. We did not see it coming. We were consumed by the apocalypse.